There's always no one to compare yourself to when you still feel behind. Today I learned about the social comparison theory by Festinger. He explained that comparing ourselves to others is a very natural thing to do because we can't define ourselves independently. We need someone else as a point of reference. This means that when you think about how good you are at something, let's say painting, if I want to know how good I am at painting, I won't just answer. I will think about other painters, other artists that I know of, and I will place myself on that scale. So I need a point of reference. There's someone who's worse than me at painting and there's someone who's way better than me. And Festinger also explains that there's two main reasons why we compare ourselves to others. The first one is self-evaluation and the second one is self-announcement. Self-evaluation is the healthy, positive way of comparing ourselves to others. We do it to know how good we are at something in order to get better at it or to get inspired. Think about inspiration or role models. So in essence, this is a healthy way of comparing yourself because you're doing it for the sake of, objectively speaking, knowing how good you are at something. And then there's self-announcement. This is where things get messier and it's like the evil twin, the evil version of comparing ourselves to others, because this is basically when you compare yourself to someone else because you want to feel better about yourself. So the ego is showing that. With this type of comparison, you compare your skills, your personality, or something, an attribute about yourself, hoping that you'll come on top, that you're gonna be the best. But when that doesn't happen, you feel miserable and the inner monologue that you have starts to be very negative and you start talking very badly about yourself because you didn't come on top. And an interesting fact I learned when I was reading about this is that we think that we're doing the first type of comparison just to get inspired and get better, but most of the times we're doing the second one, the messy one, the evil one. I believe it's very normal for humans to want to excel at something, to be good at something, but the second type of comparison oftentimes implies that you want to be better just to feed your ego. What can we tell about all of this? I came to realize that maybe comparison isn't that evil thing that everyone talks about. It maybe has never been the enemy, but we as humans have just been doing the wrong type of comparison. We've been doing the self-announcement instead of the self-evaluation type of comparison. Maybe it's not about trying to avoid self-comparison, because if we're being completely honest, that's probably impossible. You know, you will always compare yourself to others because, as Festinger says, we need a point of reference in order to define ourselves. And if you think about it, this makes so much sense because it doesn't matter if we're talking about appearance, intelligence, personality. I will say I'm a very extrovert person, but I will think about introverts and extroverts, and maybe there's someone who's more introvert and someone who's way more extrovert than I am. But I'm going to think of them as reference points in order to place myself on that scale of extroversion. In conclusion, I would say that this is not about me telling you stop comparing yourself to others, because that's a terrible thing to do. Not because it's good that you do it, but because it's very hard and you will most likely never stop doing it. I know I won't. It's very normal. It's part of our human nature, apparently. That's a very hilarious thing if you think about it with our brains. What I want you to take away from this is that now that we know the reasons why we compare to others, it's very important that we become self-aware, we become aware of whenever we are actually comparing ourselves to others, and that we pay close attention to why we're doing it, in the sense of what exactly am I comparing here. Because I believe that when you're comparing yourself to other person, it's because there's something there that you want or that you desire. Maybe this person has something that you don't, or maybe this person has refined a skill that you have not. There's something there. There's a very good opportunity for you to discover something about yourself. That comparison is telling you something about yourself. Maybe it's not about jumping right into the negative inner monologue and making you feel bad about yourself, but about paying attention to what this thing is trying to tell me. What do you think about this? Thank you for watching, and you got this. Bye.